Episode 10, Jujutsu Kaisen. Um, Definitely one of the most dialogue filled episodes we've had this season. I want to start on Yoshino's philosophy on indifference because it was sad but real because it really showed how self-aware he is, but it sums up like a good percentage of humanity where almost everyone doesn't care about anything if it doesn't affect them. So, say for example, when a natural disaster hits and you see all these casualties, all these deaths, it could be in the hundreds, thousands. But if you don't know anybody in that casualty rate or in that city or country it took place in, it's not really gonna affect you much, and you're not gonna mourn all day or stop your day. You're gonna continue on with your day, and because it didn't affect you at all, you indifferent to it. And Yoshino is just basically trying to make sense of the world with this cursed spirit who wants to see the world burn. It's captivating but hopeless at the same time. Now Mahito looks at everything really black and white. He believes humans make up different philosophies and different wordplay to excuse their behavior. And again, he's very black and white, so he's just like, yo, if you hungry, eat. If you mad with someone, kill them. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, our lives are meaningless. There is no meaning to all this. There is no reason for philosophy. There is no need for ideals. Just live how you want to live, and that's it. Your life don't mean nothing. You're gonna die anyway. Do what you want, and if you want to kill somebody, boom, I'm gonna support you. The most sad part of this episode was the interaction that Yoshino had with his school teacher. That whole exchange was very disheartening, and and it probably is the most disheartening thing that Yoshino's gone through, even with all the bullying and he's been beaten up, cigarettes put out on his forehead, and all types of stuff. But like, this teacher is supposed to be somebody who connects with their students. That's mainly like a teacher's job. Like, the ideal teacher and a teacher that is like above average is a teacher that knows how to connect with the students, no matter what background they come from. And he he tells Yoshino that his bullies are his friends, and he kind of shames Yoshino for not going to the funerals. That showed that that teacher didn't even care about Yoshino or his well-being, and basically that teacher is just another version of the bully. The only difference is he doesn't put his hands on Yoshino. A bully, the other bullies that he was talking about, put their hands on Yoshino and disregards his feelings. The teacher just disregards his feelings, but it doesn't put his hands on him. But that's still a form of bullying, and that doesn't make Yoshino feel good at all. And at that point, Yoshino is about to jump off the cliff and get his first kill, and his teacher is about to get put in a box. So right before Yoshino is about to show us his power, and right before the teacher is about to be taking a permanent dirt nap, Yuji comes in and saves the day for the teacher and possibly Yoshino. Um, he stopped Yoshino from, I guess, bloodlust. That that adrenaline of your first kill and him taking that step into the dark side, and immediately Yuji clicks with Yoshino. Like, he stopped him from killing his school teacher, and then he read him like a book, and that makes everything for the future interesting because Mahito had to kind of dig and probe to understand Yoshino. Yuji came in literally within seconds, kind of understood what kind of guy Yoshino was, and kind of felt that Yoshino was good in his core, and he told him like, "Yo, you hated that guy, didn't you?" And Yoshino was kind of shocked that Yuji knew that, and he's like, and Yuji just told him like, yeah, just had a hunch. He felt it. It was different, and I think that gives kind of Yuji and the Jujutsu sorcerers an advantage of recruiting Yoshino in the future, because like that type of rapport came that quick, whereas again Mahito had to kind of just peel back layers of like Yoshino's personality and how he felt about things in the world. So now this makes it interesting, because now it's a race between Yuji and the sorcerers and Mahito to see which side Yoshino will follow. Will it be good or will it be evil? And in my opinion, Yoshino is very impressionable, so he's very open to listening to people. But I think he'll become like an anti-hero. I don't think he'll be a good guy, and I don't think he'd be a bad guy. He'd just be kind of like just a random wild card within the Jujutsu Kaisen universe. That's just my prediction. But this Mahito character, he's a fascinating guy. He kind of tries to present himself as this scientist because he experiments on humans, but he really feels like he gives me the vibe of an artist. He sculpts things. He sculpts souls. And the most fascinating part about Mahito and Nanami's fight is, besides the dialogue, of course, but Mahito was able to transform his legs into horse legs. I doubt he had a mini horse miniature in his hand, because he collects humans, makes them small, and uses them in battle. I don't think he had a horse. I think whatever he thinks he can become, or he's at least touched in his past, he can transform into it. Now the question about Mahito's power is this. Is he a cursed spirit that can become living things? Can he do that with like objects, or is the requirement that the things he can change his body into have to have a soul? Like that's the confusing part to me. So for example, could he turn his fingers or like his arms into like knives or blades, like inanimate objects that don't have any souls? Could he deform himself to have like 9 arms, kind of like Sukuna, like have multiple arms like Sukuna? Can he have multiple legs also? He already has 2 different sets of eyes, so I don't know. Like his power seems kind of on the verge of broken, because he's fighting you with his mind. If he can just think it and shape his soul into it, that's a hard power to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy, because everything he's fighting from is mental. But I don't know. That I'm trying to think of any possible way like how you could combat that power, because he seems like somebody that's going to be a force to deal with. Like if he has that type of capabilities, this dude can take out like 20 to 100 enemies at a time. I feel sorry for my boy Nanami, man. First, he's in a clear mismatch. His techniques are not too effective against Mahito and his techniques, so that's one thing. And the second thing, the man just wants to go home. He's been at work all day. I think everybody can relate to that. You remember the movie Pineapple Express? And one of the hitmen in that movie, the white guy, he was just trying to get home to have dinner with his wife for once. Like, that's Nanami. That's who Nanami is. Like, I don't know what he had planned or he was hell bent on getting out at 6 o'clock to do, but I don't think he has a wife. I'm sure he's going through the probabilities of how annoying marriages can be and how long they usually last. So he said no thank you. But once his watch hit 6 p.m., he said it's time to kick ass. I'm working overtime. I don't want to be here. I definitely got to get this dude out the paint. Nanami just does enough during the work hours, just like anybody else in this country does, and that's why I like him, man. He reminds me of me, kinda, and everybody else. Some people know that feeling where you been at work all day and you're supposed to get off at 6, and You look down at your watch, you're still at work, and it's 6:02, just a mere 2 minutes after the time you're supposed to get off. You're gonna be fuming mad. You're gonna be pissed. And Nanami is pissed. As soon as it hits 6, he's like, all right, I gotta turn up. It's time for overtime. Like, next episode is gonna be fun. I can't wait for that. Episode 10, another great episode. What did y'all think about it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know down in the comments. Jujutsu Kaisen is living up to the hype so far. One of the best this season. I love it. I hope y'all like it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's too late. It's Benny. I'm out. Peace.